Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sean Bowker with Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage out here in Long Island. Today we're here talking to you about pre-qualifications and pre-approvals in the home mortgage process. Now, a lot of you might be wondering what this is, and that's good. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you're going to learn something today. If you came here on this video to learn something because you were denied a home loan or a commitment, hang tight. This is pretty much the video that is for you. Basically, I had a client that came up to me and they wanted to know why their offer had been rejected, and I informed them that it was nothing personal, but the homeowner basically wanted a pre-approval, and their pre-qualification didn't float the boat in the situation. It was a multiple offer situation, and they took the offer with the pre-approval. Now, most people might say, well, what's the difference? Is there a difference? And there is a difference, and it is a very big difference indeed. Basically, we'll start with a pre-qualification because that's where most of you start when you go to look for a home. When you go to look for a home, you have certain financial situations in your life that are in the right place, so to speak. You might have a new job, or you've had a good job for a few years. You might have a little bit up in savings. You might be moving, relocating. Somebody might be helping you. But a lot of people who are in this situation need a home loan. And when they go to get a home loan, they either go to their lender's website or a mortgage broker's website. There's a link down below where you can find one of my mortgage brokers. And they go to get a pre-qualification. Basically, when you're on that website, they'll have a section and it'll ask you some information: your name, where you're living, where you're working, your job, how much you make, before, after taxes, a lot of financial information, and it's very serious looking, you know. And then at the end of the process, when you submit all of the information that you wouldn't just give out to anybody on the street, it'll generate a report, and that report will say you're pre-qualified up to X amount with these things that need to be met, you know. And different organizations will have different reports. They'll look differently. They'll say different things. So I'm not here to tell you that one report's going to be better over the other. Basically, I'm here to tell you that all of that information that you put in there is unverified. When you throw it into that system, it's not automatically checking your bank information and your taxes and all that and your employment history. It's basically just taking that and documenting it and putting it into a readable file for a mortgage broker or banker to then further analyze when they go to commit for a loan for your house. So, with that said, you know, I just used the word commit for a loan for your house. What's the issue then? The issue then becomes the pre-approval. Now, if you're a buyer looking to purchase a home and you have the pre-qual and you get denied, you should have a pre-approval. Now, if it's your first go at it, I'm sorry that needed to happen to you. But basically, what is a pre-approval? A pre-approval is verified information. So all that information that you put in the pre-qualification, basically, it means you're working with a mortgage broker or a bank, somebody on the other end who's in their mortgage division, and what they do is they take all that information that you've given them, and they will basically underwrite a loan. They're not committing to a loan. They're not committing to a property. They're just saying that the information that you gave them, they double checked to make sure that you weren't lying, because a lot of people have unverified sources of income. Mom's been giving them $500 a week for the past 20 years, you know, and they don't want to think that you're laundering money or something like that. There's a lot of silly things. It might be completely innocent, but if you did get a pre-qual and then later on when you get to go and get a mortgage for the commitment, if you had put the offer on the house, it may raise a few red flags on things that you didn't know were an issue. And basically, a pre-approval is just a mortgage broker or a bank approved personnel giving their seal of approval on your documents. And once they do that, they'll give you a different letter. It'll be a pre-approval letter, and then you can basically take that to the bank as that's a form of saying, but quite literally in this case. You know, you can go see homes, and you can put offers on those homes, and you know basically that letter is saying, this is my client, I'm with X bank, and we are committed to giving this person money. Now, of course, after they do give you the pre-approval, if they come to the house and they send an appraiser out, and, you know, the offer is $100,000 above market value, it's not going to float. You might need to come up with some extra funds in that case if the homeowner isn't going to come down. But there are still conditions to it. But basically it's saying that they are willing to give you that money because they know, and when I say they know, that they have verified your information, and you are going to get committed for that loan. I realize that might have been a mouthful, but I hope that explains the situation a little bit. I will have another video in the future explaining the mortgage process to the T, how to basically get a loan and get committed. But basically, the one thing you should take out of this is, if you are going to look for houses, get yourself a good mortgage broker or banker and get a pre-approval letter. You will have your foot in the door before anybody else who comes in who doesn't have a pre-qual or who has a pre-qual. And it's going to make your life a lot easier when you come down and you find the house that you really want. So that's all for today. Any questions or comments, leave them down below. And I look forward to hearing from you guys soon.